make these gorgeous bows. My friend Renee Iverson, who's really talented, on the Scrapbooking Creations blog, posted a video on how to make these, and to be truthful, I haven't stopped making them since. I just love them. These bows here have been made out of paper that's 6 by 6 inches, and these are perfect for presents, and they're certainly perfect for layouts. I've also made ones that are smaller. I've made these cute little ones that I made out of paper that was 4 by 4 inches. So I find these a great size for cards. So as you can see, not a hugely different size square of paper, certainly ends up with different size bows. Here's another little bow that I made. Very, very cute. All you need to make your bows are, you need some paper. Now I'm going to be making a 6 by 6 inch bow, so I'm going to use one of my 6 by 6 inch pads. This one I'm using is by Studio Calico. It's called Classic Calico Collection. You need your scissors. I like to use a bone scoring tool. If you want to make it neat, it's good to stick down your bow as you go. Double-sided tape's great to use. Personally, I find it a little slow, so I don't use double-sided tape. But I like to use tacky glue. So I just have here in a squeeze pot some tacky glue. Let's get started. What I do first is I fold my paper into half 4 different ways. So I'm going to start off by folding it on the diagonal. So try and be as neat as possible. Now, as I said, I like to use my bone tool, my bone scoring tool. I'm going to fold it one way, then I'm going to fold it the other way. Use my bone scoring tool. I try not to place too much pressure at the centre point, because sometimes you can end up having the centre point rip, and that is the centre of the bow, and we don't really want that. Now I'm going to fold it into half, making my square into rectangles. Open it up, and I'm going to fold it back into half. So it'll be like that. So now, if you look at the back of my paper, you can see I've got all the different folds going. I now want to get my paper, and as you can see, there's a diamond there. So a diamond is just a square on its side. So I put the diamond into my hand, so I'm aware that I'm holding those 4 sides, and I just pinch down behind. And this folds like this. So if you look at it, you've got from the top, all the different pieces are joined, and underneath, all the bits are open like that. Now I want to get this, and I want to lay it down, and I want to fold the top over. Now I'm folding over the top of where all the different pieces join. Probably best to fold it down if you're from the States, 1/2 inch. If you're an Australian, 1.25 centimetres. This makes a difference to how big the centre of your bow is, so I will show you. This little bow here has quite a small centre because I only folded the top down a small way. This guy here has a bigger centre because I folded it down further. So you really need to work out the look that you like. Personally, especially when I'm making a bow that's small, I probably like a slightly smaller centre. Now I've got this, I'm going to open it up, and once again we're looking at the wrong side. When I open it up, I'm seeing now we've got all the different points passing through the centre, and we have a square. So what I do now, this is probably the most fiddly bit, but if you do it like this, it's pretty easy. You need to pinch along the line of the square. So get your fingers and give it a pinch. I also want to make sure that the line there goes down, so make sure that folds down. I'm going to continue around, and I'm going to pinch, and I'm going to fold down. Because the square's got 4 sides, so I'll do it 4 times. Pinching, and then checking that folds down, and fourth side, pinch, and fold it down. Now, you should be moderately easy, she says, as I struggle, to now have your paper look like this. So I've just folded it down so my square's flat at the top. And now, if I apply just a little bit of pressure, that folds in. And as you see, it folds in like a star. And that really does fold in easily because I've done all that pre-pinching and putting things into place. Right, for the next step, it doesn't matter which way you do it. So whether you lay it down like this or whether you lay it down like that doesn't make any difference because it's totally symmetrical at this stage. Okay, so I'm now going to make some folds. I'm going to get this and I'm going to fold it, and I want to fold it so it goes there. So hopefully I'm not blocking the video like I think I was before, and I'm going to hit it with the bone scorer. And I'm going to do this like that, and I'm going to hit it with the bone scorer. So looking at this side, this is what you're aiming for. Turn it over, and now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Once again, fold it down. I use the bone scorer. Fold it down. And I'm going to use the bone scorer. So this is now what our gorgeous little bow looks like. The next bit I really like. The next bit is where you now lay it down flat and you open it up, and suddenly it all starts to make sense. Okay, and push your centre down so you've got that happening there. What it looks like now from the front. You've got the beginning of the bow tie and you've got what's going to be the flaps at the back. Right, next step now is we have to do some cutting. If you look here, you'll see there are a series of different folds. Now, if you look from the side, you'll see there's 1, 2, 3, and the middle fold goes all the way from there to there. So that's where we are going to cut. Now, you don't need to cut obviously you need to cut carefully, but you don't need to be super accurate because this is going to be folded over. So I've got one, okay. Here we are again, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to fold the one in the middle and I'm going to cut it from the edge all the way into the centre. Once again, we're going to cut this one. And whoops. Once again, we're going to cut this one. Now it's cut, we're going to lift it up and we're going to turn these little flaps under. Now this obviously is going to be the part of the bow, so we're going to turn it over, lift up the flaps, and I'm going to fold this in here. So I'm going to fold it once, being as neat as I possibly can. Okay, and then I need to lift my flaps back over to fold the other side. And I'm going to do this. It is important here that we get them meeting as close as we can. I'm going to get my bone scorer or bone folder, and I'm going to do that to make it nice and flat. Now I'm going to do the other side. So I'm going to fold this in. You probably can't see because I'm sure I'm blocking the video with my hands. Use the bone scorer to do that. Lift the flaps over, and now I'm going to do this to go in like that. Okay, and I'm going to use my bone folder like that. So this is what you're looking at from the back. This is what you're looking at from the front. Next step, we want to cut this here. So we want to cut it all the way from here, all the way up to the top. So I'm going to get my scissors. Once again, be careful, but don't really stress over being too accurate because it's all going to be folded in. The back part here, to me, becomes excess. Some people like to actually stick the front and the back of this together. I don't personally find that particularly helpful, so I like just to trim it off. Okay, so that then you can just toss into the bin. So now we have the flaps like that. Next step is to fold the flaps. So we're going to do two things. We're going to fold this in here, like that. This is where I like to use the glue because I think it looks better if it's really neat. So I'm going to use a little bit of glue, which is going to be stubborn and not want to come out. Okay, it's coming out now. Okay, and then I use a very special tool called my finger. Okay, and I'm going to put it in there and put it down with the bone scorer. I'm now going to do this side here. I'm going to, I try and go all the way from here and fold it down. So let's have a look. Let's fold it like that. Once again, I want to get a little bit of glue. Okay, just going to put a little bit there. Use my special tool and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to hit it with the bone folder. Okay. I'm now going to do the other flap. Don't worry about making them totally the same. In fact, I think you'll find your bow has extra charm if each side is just a tiny bit different. After all, the tail end of the bows do sort of have their own little character. Right, once again, I'm going to fold it down. I'm going to get a little bit of glue, pop it in here. Don't want it running everywhere, so I'll just do that. Okay, hit it with the bone scorer. Last but not least, I want to fold this in. Okay, so I'm going to once again get a little bit of glue and do that and do that. So that's what we look like from behind. That's what we look like from the front. Next thing we're going to do, you'll notice that there is a little area under here, and using that little area you can tuck this in under to make the rest of the bow. So I like to add a bit of glue to the front tip of that. So one bit there, one bit there. Okay. Spread it out, and then I'm now going to fold it over and I'm going to thread it under the bow. I give it a bit of a press so the glue sticks. Okay, and give that a bit of a fold. That's tucked under. I'm now going to do the other side. Once again, just tucking it under to that little space. Hopefully I'm not blocking the video. Okay, put my finger there to make it round, and now that's looking pretty nice. Now, you'll notice coming down from the bottom of your bow, there are the little flaps there. Sometimes if you have double-sided paper, it's actually quite pretty having those little flaps hanging down. And then what you can do is you can just, with your scissors, cut a lizard tongue here. If you want to, you can measure it. I certainly don't. And once again, I think the charm of a bow is the fact that it hasn't got to be totally symmetrical. Make it an end that you like. I should have put some more glue there because it's I obviously didn't glue high enough, but it doesn't matter. So that shouldn't be sticking down. Right, so we have that looking like that, and now I'm going to lizard tongue my other side. And a lizard tongue is just that forked tongue. Okay, and so look, here we go. We have a totally beautiful bow. Here's a scrapbook page I made using the bow. I just think it's totally delightful. I think it adds whimsy and charm to a page, and it was just perfect. It sort of, to me, suited the bears and just suited the whole feel of everything. Anyhow, thank you for listening to the video. I hope you really have lots of fun making bows. I think